The daily graphic, the nation stands in prayers, offers thanks and rededicates to good virtues. President charges Ghanaians to embrace common identity. So it's talking about the National Day of Thanksgiving, which was spearheaded by the presidency. So you see the picture of the president together with the clergy, some leading figures, including Cardinal Peter Kojo Apia Texan, who was in Ghana to join us in that moment of prayers. And Menfi Rural Bank appears to be making some inroads in the banking sector. We'll talk about that later. But no panic over recent COVID-19 cases. That's the assurance coming through from the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando, who's been addressing Parliament. Then Indian Prime Minister is arriving today for a state visit. Details on page 53 of the Daily Graphic.
Let's go to the News Center. Ghana above self for common good, dignity, moral leadership. This is from the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. Gold Board licenses 240 buyers. The story has a photo of the CEO, Sami Jemfi. $4 billion 24-hour economy plan to deliver 1.7 million jobs. And EcoBank commits $32 million to drive clean energy adoption in Ghana. And the story of Joseph Bedu Boateng, also known as Dada Joe Remix, is also on the front page. It's alleged that he was involved in a $100 million romance scam. He's been arrested and sent to the US to face the law.
The Accra Times, Ghana is ready to support Niger's nation-building journey. That's according to Speaker Alban Kingsford Bagbin. NPP Sanctor, Ghana Gas Company, new managers vow to revamp the institution. Northern Caucus inaugurated. It comes with a picture of the majority leader, also on the front page of the Accra Times. Bagbin and also some universities are planning to offer more scholarships to members of parliament. I believe it's to promote learning in parliament. So that's the plan.
The universities would offer scholarship
to members of parliament.
I'm sure it's part of a plan to just...
Universities in Ghana or outside the country?
In Ghana. Some universities are actually planning to do that. Let's see how that will unfold. Let's build a shared future. Apenyu Marking Task Northern Caucus and also Busa South DC engages stakeholders on special development framework. The military chief of staff Storm Sandema to strengthen ties with traditional authorities. That's also on page 7.
And on Parliament very soon we'll be hearing almost all the Ghanaian languages in Parliament if your MP so chooses to speak his local dialect. The speaker says that they are working on strategies to allow MPs to speak their local languages in Parliament.
No, you can. It's always been there. If you speak, you must translate.
Yes, but maybe now we'll have translators to make it a bit more easy and a bit more fluid for all of us. So that, I believe, is good news. Now, the Ghanaian publisher Keep Hands Off Judiciary, Shia Imam warns NDC. Jumfo vows to defend media rights. Sun winning endangers the voter league. This is Anodompre. And Gold Board approves 240 buyers. This is according to Sami Jemfi, the CEO. Whole week triggers COVID surge. Health Minister says no fears. And lest we forget, by the lady president of the Ghana Bar Association, Efua Gate, you don't want to read that.
And the custodian newspaper appears to be reeling still in the GJ elections. Albert Jumfo re-elected GJ president. Congratulations to him.
Convincingly. Let me say good morning to Innocent Mali.
Many saw this coming.
He was a member of the Mausi team, and he had indicated that they were going to win. But yesterday when I met him, he's the publisher of the Overseer newspaper. He said that, well, they did well. They gave Jumfo a run for his money, but they still lost. So Innocent Mali, better luck next time.
Yeah, better luck next time.
One thing I expected Jumfo presidency to do, among other things, is to look at the newspaper industry. I think the industry is struggling. These days, you take some of the newspapers, it's like just 4 pages. Sometimes they don't even publish at all. I don't know what's happening to our newspapers, and the GJ may want to look at that particular industry.
You know, when I was in 2008, when I was contemplating a PhD in journalism, one of the things I wanted to do was to look at the future of the newspaper in the era of the electronic media. In the West at the time, they had actually started all these subscriptions and everything. Something we were not doing. Okay, so in Ghana, the newspaper industry. And at the time, I remember Kintiman, Primpag, complaining all the time about radio and television stations reviewing newspapers, and as a result, people weren't buying and all of that. But newspapers just didn't do things right. They didn't foresee this day that there would be a time that people would not buy newspapers again because they have all the news. In the past, when it was only GBC radio, if you needed news, and I remember when we were in Ho at the time, there were a lot of subscribers to the Daily Graphic where my father was working. So it was done. You know that this day you're bringing this number of newspapers into Ho. This number will be given to persons already subscribed. They pay annually, monthly. Today, that is not the situation. So what do? We have social media handles. What we do is also take advantage of that space. So even the whole conversation about the digital checkers or not when it comes to gatekeeping and everything, we say we are still in that process because we also have accounts there. What are the newspapers doing? I see a certain thing happening. Whenever a certain government, a party goes into opposition, some newspapers will die. And new ones will come. And new ones will spring up. Whenever a party is in government, get the advert, it's always like that. So, you in Ghana, you say, you don't say left wing or right wing newspapers. You say NDC, NPP, pro NDC, pro NPP newspapers. When you're a newspaper and you go about your business like that, what you are just doing is to do someone's bidding. And so you just publish to get the attention of radio and television stations, but not really to make income.
Well, I guess the German example will help because in Germany, I understand there is a dedicated allocation to almost all media houses. So maybe if we have a centralized fund, just as they've been calling for, Primpag has always been asking the Ministry of Information to do that. We don't have a Ministry of Information now. Maybe the Minister for Government Communications might want to take that up. But there's more also on the front page of The Custodian, Muhammad Lord's Ghana's religious harmony, and also there's the talk about Cardinal Texin Appiah, who's decrying unchecked greed in Ghana. He says the greed is just too much. Stop judicial manipulation as well. That's from the Shah leader to government, and PBL picks up 2 honors at the Retail Banking Awards.
And now to the BNFT. Ghana Maritime Authority stakeholders unite against harassment at sea. AGI urges the government to account for environmental levies. Remember the environmental levies? The AGI wants the government to account for them. Government to unlock 6 billion Ghana cedis in concessional loans for MSMEs. And smuggling inside the fight to curb timber smuggling. Policy, policing, and the path forward. There's also a feature on why we missed the June deadline for 5G rollout. You know, it was announced. We never rolled it out. And
I thought the former minister said 5G is here.
Do you have a 5G phone?
You what? Not said you what?
5G is here.
Hold on.
You get 5G?
You thought?
You
thought?
Yeah.
And there's a story on Latif Abubakar, and the story says he's won the best project management prize in Africa.
Congratulations, Latif.
Let me say congratulations to Latif again. The publisher, I just love the way they captioned this. We must travel abroad to chill, not to hustle. That's according to Archbishop Duncan Williams, who's praying for Ghana, saying that there should be a day where, of course, we just be traveling abroad for vacation, coming back, working, living, schooling, doing almost everything here in the country. MPs to start speaking Ghanaian languages, as you were saying, Kojo. It's also here on the front page of the publisher. Then Apenyo Makin is leading NPP to national prayer and thanksgiving, and that's a good spectacle for us, indicating that there's harmony, cohesion also taking place while we do the national prayers as well.
Well, but if anybody tells you that our politicians, they've been, what you see is how they act in caucus, and it's a lie. There's a reason I say that for all the young ones who are prepared to fight. I say don't fight because somebody wants to go to parliament. Don't injure yourself because somebody wants to go to parliament or because somebody wants to be president. When you vote, leave. Because these people, some of them don't even know you. You know, when I went to Baku in 2020 and this guy, disrupted the ballot box program, what I said was that I know the people on the height, that I was seated with, but I won't even fight. Don't fight because anybody's asked you to go and fight. My brother, they are the best of friends in parliament. You saw them. They would come out there, go out there. When they went to sit at Yoko, At night, they went back home. It tells you the reality of life, isn't it? Anyway, let's get to our online news review.
And I'll take you to my Joe Online. GRA sets July 16 for implementation of postponed energy sector levy amendment.
We don't need implementation of that.
So the 1 cedi is back.
We don't need it.
July 16.
I don't get it.
2 weeks from now.
So today, fuel prices on the world market are favorable. So instead of allowing us to enjoy low payment, low prices, you're telling us that, because there's been savings, now let us take you back to where you were with the imposition of a levy. Is that how we do things? No. It's a no. We don't need that. In the latest tariff adjustment, liquid fuels were part of it.
Yep.
So if liquid fuels are part of it, what is the justification for a 1 Ghana cedi to go and procure liquid fuel? After all,
the justification by the government is that even that is not enough.
what is not enough?
What we put in the tariff for the liquid
What isn't
fuels,
enough?
that we need so much money in millions of dollars to buy
Really?
liquid fuels.
Why were these things unknown to the government while the government was in opposition with a promise to scrap, other taxes?
Nuisance taxes. Yes.
Were they unknown to them? The good thing about our governance is that at every stage, certain things may be hidden from you, but a lot of things would come to Parliament, so you know what is happening in this country. Let us stop these things.
So
Yeah,
you
but I think the
disagree
feather in
that
the
we
cap-
should not take advantage.
But the feather in the cap for the government will be perhaps how the fuel prices have equally come down
But
over
fuel
the last
prices
few
have come
days.
down for us to enjoy. So you don't tell me that fuel prices have come down, and instead of enjoying, let me burden you because they've come down.
Small
No.
burden.
What is the small burden?
1 cedi per.
What is the small burden? Watch this. The
We want to
moment-
raise 6 billion Ghana cedis a year.
I am against that. The moment you increase it by 1 Ghana cedi,
Yes, trotro drivers.
will also increase their fares.
Yeah,
And if,
Banco prices.
and if they increase their fares, what have we achieved? What have we really achieved?
But the government says they've spoken to stakeholders now.
Look,
they
let me
brought
tell you
them on
something.
board.
Let me tell you something. This attitude of, we've spoken to them, we've brought them. Wait and see what would happen. Didn't you hear the GPRTU saying that if they do that, they also increase transport fares?
But 6 billion is good money, Winston.
For what?
We'll use it to sort out our energy sector debt issues.
No. It is for the procurement of fuel.
Yes, so that we will.
So that what? The existing debts will not be paid for.
But if we don't buy the fuel, we'll borrow to buy fuel.
So you see, 6 billion. Where can government find that?
Yep.
See,
That's the question.
a smart government should be able to look within and do a few things.
Yeah.
You don't always burden the people thinking that that's the end of it. You have asked questions, for instance, all the funds from ESLA, the pollution levy and others, what have happened to them? How is it in God's name that we sit in this country and charge people 10 pesos as pollution levy to go and do what?
Yes.
To go and do what?
And spend about 1.2, 1.5 billion Ghana cedis fumigating markets.
Look.
and doing all sorts of things.
I say, if you want to increase electricity tariff with the liquid fuels, I don't have a problem. You know what it does? You would know how to consume electricity. So if you have to pay more, but if you consume more, you will pay more, you save. You will not pay more. Okay? So let us do the right things. Let us not get into this kind of adanko dada kind of things and things have come down. I don't buy the kind of argument that
Coffee is just 1 Ghana cedi.
8%.
1 Ghana cedi.
Don't look at it at 1 Ghana cedi. Look at it at even 1%. 1% COVID levy. We fought it. How much more 8%? Those of us who travel around the country a lot, do you know how much that means? For every liter that you buy, that is 1 Ghana cedi.
But the projected prices are expected to keep dropping.
Projected.
If it drops to say 10 cedis per
Let
liter.
us benefit from the drop. Let's have more disposable income to spend. Don't take from me. Don't take from me.
So we spend more and the government generates more revenue from
And then when
taxes
deal
and
with
other.
that.
Okay.
Don't take the money from me.
So you don't want any direct levy.
I don't want any direct levy on fuel again. It's enough.
1 Ghana.
I won't. I agree.
1 Ghana for
It
your
is enough.
pockets.
It's enough.
1 Ghana.
It's enough. Let's find it elsewhere.
Let me give you more stories. African Development Bank to give South Africa $475 million loan, and the Parliament of Ghana has approved a $360 million World Bank facility to support the 2025 budget.
And talking about the World Bank facility, a member of Parliament for Fonsia Yerebi and ranking member of the Economy Committee in Parliament, Kojo Oponkroma, was unhappy about the lack of transparency in that whole arrangement. Listen to him.
Speaker, first is the subject of candor. It is important for the government to exercise candor and full transparency with what you are doing. If you notice the communication that has been associated with this facility, be it in the media or even here in the chamber, on the order paper and the report, there is an attempt to obfuscate. Minister, this is a loan of $360 million that this government is taking. But because they want to hide it, they are deliberately describing it as financing. We understand what financing is. We do.
As Member of Parliament for Fuasia Yerebi and ranking member on the Economy Committee in Parliament, Kojo Oponkroma.
And the amount is $360 million,
Yeah.
right? And it's a loan from the World Bank.
Financing?
No, I think it's yes, it's from the World Bank. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a loan from the World Bank, is it not?
Yes.
Or is it a grant?
I think it's a loan.
It's a loan
Check
from the
it
World
here.
Bank. Okay, so the story is even here.
Yeah, it's a loan.
The World Bank Board of Executive Directors has approved a $360 million facility for Ghana, reinforcing international confidence in the country's economic recovery plan and commitment to deep structural reforms. The funding, secured through the International Development Association, is part of Ghana's broader push to stabilize its economy, strengthen resilience, and promote private sector-led growth. So that's the story. Now, COVID-19 is also in the news. Yesterday, the Minister for Health spoke about it. 107 out of 316 suspected cases confirmed. No hospitalization yet. This is according to the health minister. And he says government is moving to secure COVID-19 vaccines as over 100 cases are recorded. A lot of health experts are saying we should go back to the protocols.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you are listening to us, take personal precaution. And it's just sad that whilst this is happening, the NPP is planning to host their national congress or conference in that vicinity. So I'm just wondering what the implications will be for the party right now as they plan for that event.
That's in July. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Even at that stage, there should be social distancing. Very crucial.
It's better they choose another venue or something. Maybe that will help. You never know.
Anyway,
they'll do it. They'll wear face masks.
Well, SP and Winston, today the 24-hour economy will be launched. We are told that the plan will deliver 1.7 million jobs. That story is captured by the News Center. It's also on my Joy Online and other platforms.